If you're not a virgin, then you have no position upholding Judeo-Christian principles of morality towards human interaction between men and women. This is where we're going to streamline this gender war and conflict that they are trying to embed on the face of the planet and that has infected the African continent. Originally, Africans, we were never Christian. We practiced more of a natural law system. So this concept of what they are bringing to us, claiming infidelity, adultery, children out of wedlock, things of that nature, I'm not saying we didn't have principles. I'm not saying we didn't have ethics. But I'm saying that our system actually evolved more in relation to the culture and the reality of how human nature is. Humans cheat. You cheat in the Judeo-Christian context. And I'm saying this because a woman cheats on her future husband or a man cheats on his future wife in the Judeo-Christian context if they have premarital intercourse, essentially what they call fornication. Now, unless you're going to take the saving grace of Jesus Christ and say that you are covered by his blood, then you can't actually mask the fact that you have already violated the Mosaic law. If Moses was alive, truthfully, he would want to unalive you for so many things. You would not find retribution. That's why me, as a natural law minister, I don't identify with the Judeo-Christian concept of morals and ethics. I follow a natural law approach to interpreting relationships, which actually seems to harmonize more with what people call red pill philosophy. Red pill being just taking it in reality and not what you would like it to be. Quite matter of fact. So we have a conflict now being orchestrated between men and women on the face of the planet because some men actually feel themselves entitled like David. Women now are bringing in conflict because they see that men actually don't keep the same standards that they want to espouse upon the women. And now you see that politics are able to divide and conquer the working class, proletariat, or essentially the commoners, by making us feel that the way that we relate to each other as men and women is in conflict, when in reality it's not. It's you in your mind who's in conflict. You see it. Life partnership has never been perfect. You have individuals who are able to find a level of compatibility and work with it. Now, in this current Gen Z with Android devices, people have access to X relations that they never should have access to. People are given total connectivity that you just meet a perfect stranger in social media. And at night, in the secrecy and privacy of your home where you've given a commitment to another person, you're able to philander and flirt with individuals all over the world or just down the street in your sneaky links capacity to keep secrets and project deceit. That's what is going on now. All of this being conducted by people who were raised in the context of the Judeo-Christian culture, which first stipulated that they never should have engaged in having intimate intercourse with a member of the opposite gender without them having gone and done the proper rites to actually designate to the public that they're in some type of a committed life union. If you don't actually place yourself under the principles of Judeo-Christian culture, then you need to accept that you have an animal nature even with your divine soul, as above, so below. And you have to balance the two natures, both your animal and your higher consciousness, into one. If you're going to continue moving around, giving principles to other people that you yourself had failed from right from the beginning, then you're going to be in mental conflict with yourself. And I think that that's where we need to start holding ourselves accountable. You can't be moving around claiming that you are healed and then still projecting trauma from ethics and beliefs which you should have actually evolved out of to be able to embrace other human beings in their human nature after claiming that you too have embraced your own human nature. You have to establish clear boundaries, know your compatibility ratio, and find an individual you can actually build and work with. Because the truth of the matter is, if you really look at it, our mothers and fathers, grandparents, great-grandparents, they never had perfect unions, men or women. They were able to make it work. They didn't have the concept that has been thrown now into humanity in this present generation, that there's some level of perfection in a partner that you're going to find. Humans cheat. Men cheat, women cheat. They always point out that Jada cheated on Will, but they never seem to acknowledge that Will too, he does go around the block. Jada was interviewed and falling short of saying that they have an open relationship. She said that she knows that Will is a grown man and he's going to do what he's going to do. And Will, in an interview, he also said that he knows that he can't make her happy. She knows that she can't make him happy. They have to now to meet halfway. And people mock at this, while they themselves are not in perfect Judeo-Christian morals and ethics towards their interactions between men and women. I mean, it's just as simple as that. I'm going to end on this note now. If I was a seniorology and I had a daughter who had preserved her virginity from birth, there's no way, even if you're a millionaire, that you would come across as a man and ask for my daughter's hand, and I would even take your bride price and give her to you, knowing that you are a man who has shared himself with multiple women around the block. And if you get into the actual practice of the culture and societies where they do uphold this true value of the woman doesn't have a high body count, they will put the same value upon the man as far as his chastity is actually concerned. But outside of that, in the Western culture where everyone's about me, and their own ego and pride about how they want things to be when they don't also keep up with the same principles, you see these conflicts are going on. And they're instead now praising the gentlemen who go around and make multiple children with multiple babies' mamas and then leave them unhappy. And you see that even women too, they're coming on this bandwagon. I mean, it's all confusion to me, because in our African society, what we do understand is that between men and women, there's always been some jumba palava. How they sort it out on their own is their priority in business. We're more interested in the community sustaining itself and not seeing all of these children in broken homes moving around, becoming recalcitrants in the society. Now, of course, the Western society has their government that comes in and backs it up. So that's why the government is also propagating this foolery upon their people, because they know that the money goes to the courts. But where the courts are now involved in the social structures of the family dynamic have to balance in, we're just going to continue with natural law and logic. I hope you got the message.